Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are, whatever time it is. Welcome back to the Secrets of a Ghostwriter. Going to readdress one seminar we've already visited briefly called You the Brand. So here we go, You the Brand Part 2. And we'll come here again without a shadow of a doubt in the future, because when you create You the Brand, it has to evolve. I'm going to ask you a question. Tell me what you think of all those Tom Hanks sequels. Yeah, struggling to name them. Don't cheat any of the animations like Toy Story that he might have done a voiceover for. If you look at Tom Hanks's movie portfolio, it is exceptional, both for the quality of the work and the huge impact it has made bankrolling the American movie industry. But also, there are no sequels as far as I can see. Someone pointed this out to me quite a long time ago, and I thought, wow, that's brilliant. Now, at this point, people will unearth a load of Tom Hanks sequels, but generally, if you think Forrest Gump, Saving Private Ryan, I'm going to struggle to remember other Tom Hanks movies now, but they're standalone products, aren't they? And invariably brilliant. So why is this relevant? Well, as a ghostwriter, I have the option to be hidden or be visible, according to whether it suits me. But when I'm talking to potential clients and they want to know what else I've done, I'm really grateful that I understood about the brand value of the individual right at the beginning of the process. If you have an understanding of you, the brand, when your brand begins, it's so much more helpful than if you try and reshape that brand halfway through your career. So let's get into specifics to just underline what I mean. When I ghostwrote Tango 190 for the late British policeman David Rathband, the next thing that happened when it became apparent that I was the writer, and it became apparent because he was blind and didn't yet have the tools computer-wise to write. He didn't have the stamina, and maybe he didn't have the know-how to publish his memoir. I also had a radio show at the time, and word spread around the police force that this guy who was on the radio had written this book. So all those elements came to making me a visible ghost. But the very next thing that happened was that I got, I won't say almost every, but plenty of disaffected police officers in the United Kingdom emailing me and sending me confidential documents, probably against their employment terms. Policing is tough. I'm not an enormous fan of some of the things that go on with the police force. They are subject to massive exposure and inquiries that drain the life out of people and go on for years. It's inevitable that in those parameters, there are going to be people that feel aggrieved and want to tell their story. Some of these stories were pretty decent, but I knew one thing, and that was that having written this book, Tango 190, for David Rathband, that was going to be the biggest police book in the country since, well, it was the biggest police story since the Yorkshire Ripper in the early 1980s. So a gap of 30 odd years. Anything that I would do that would follow Tango 190 would not be at that level. No disrespect to the stories that I was presented. And whilst it would have been tempting to jump in because it's paid work, I took a step back and I said, you must never be a one-trick pony. Now, as a ghostwriter, you can be whatever you want because you have the option that people don't need to know what you've written. And it's a sort of fine line because in the integrity of the books that you're writing, you don't really put it out there. So I might tweet that I'm a ghostwriter and I'm working on this. But when that book comes to the point where it's about to come out, I always refer to myself as the editor of that book. Smart people will work out that I've written the thing, but it just slightly reestablishes the credibility of the person whose name is on the cover. But when it comes to conversations with people who might want to hire you, I think one of the things that I'm most proud of is that I made that decision. And so after Tango 190 came a book for the winner of the first X Factor in the United Kingdom. So then that straight away says, well, you want to steer clear of talent show books. My journey, to use a reality TV word, has taken me to darts books, to women who are victims of emotional abuse, to business leaders, to undercover cops, to whistleblowers, and so on and so forth. And the point is that when I'm approached for work and people say, oh, I know about that, what else have you done? I've now got the versatility of that portfolio, and it's based on understanding very early what kind of brand I could be. So I didn't take the easy path of writing another cop book. Now, I'm not saying Tom Hanks turned down loads of sequels or that I'm fit to be spoken of in the same breath. And it may be that some of those projects never had sequels intended for them. I reckon after a few movies, he probably thought, oh, okay, yeah, this is a good plan. And as a ghostwriter, and I guess this tutorial really is for ghosts, the Tom Hanks principle has served me well. The easy option is to repeat what you know, but the one eye on the brand, you option, is to see the bigger picture. And of course, as the years go by, people come to me and say, well, what else have you done apart from that Tango 190 book? And because I didn't take the option of being a one-trick pony, I'm now able to present myself across multiple genres. And I'm really, really glad that I made that decision without really understanding until years later how important it would be. So there's a little bit on you, the brand. I hope that helps. And I'll see you next time when the secrets of a ghostwriter continues.